When you start doing your own thing and you start finding your own way and you start looking at things that fit your unique mind and body, one of the things that happen is, if I give you my ratio, every time that I'm doing new idea experimentation, I notice out of every 20 new ideas I get, 19 of them will fail and one will succeed. So, and it was worth it, because at first, the 19 idea and experiment that was failing, I'll get very frustrated. But as the years go by, I noticed something, that 19 idea that failed gave birth to the one idea that eventually succeed. And when that one idea succeed, it was more than worth all that time and effort. So you got to stay the course. And when that 19 idea failed, every single time it gave me an idea at the end. So what that did to me subconsciously, I didn't notice it till much later, is that I started to get excited and look forward to failure. And that really helped me in other areas in my life, whether it was business or my relationship or anything that I did. I started to use this principle without even knowing it. Not only did I stop fearing failure, which was the fear I had as a kid, but instead of just fearing it, like I changed it to the point where I wasn't trying to change it, but it happened naturally that I was looking forward to failure. I couldn't wait to fail, because I know if I fail 19 times, number 20 is going to be a treasure, right? Like I was going to get heavily rewarded. And because that pattern repeats itself in martial art, I don't know. I don't even know how many times that pattern repeat through the last 37 years, but it never failed that if I fail enough times, I always get heavily rewarded on number 20. Because of that, I get very, very excited. And when that happened, it changed my life completely outside of the arts. And I really wish people can get a taste of that, because it's such an empowering feeling to not be afraid to fail without using willpower or discipline. Just it's a relaxing thing. You don't have to muscle through failure. You literally look forward to it because it's the greatest teacher. And when that happens naturally without you thinking about it, that's when it becomes real. All right, so next thing is, this one's going to be a little bit trippy, but this one's from Taoism and Qigong. This is the one that I didn't realize till the last about 6 years. It was kind of new, because my whole life I thought confidence came from competence, and competence came from practice. So if you practice a lot, you get competent in something. If you're very competent in something, you start experiencing repeated success. And if you have enough success repeated, what happens is subconsciously you start feeling extremely confident in your ability. But there's a problem with that. Because just because you're confident in one field, let's say I'm very good at fixing a computer. I'm not actually in real life, but let's say I'm very good at that. I'm good at fixing a computer. Doesn't mean I'm confident in talking with women. Let's say I'm very confident in business. It doesn't mean I'm confident in martial arts. Let's say I'm very confident in martial art. It doesn't mean I'm confident in fixing a car, right? So confidence comes from past success, which comes from competence, but it's not transferable most of the time. So it has to be principle-based. And this is one of the major changes I found in the last 6 years is through meditation, not martial art. In Taoism, aka Sengong, Minggong, and Qigong. In the future podcasts, I'll probably talk more about this. But from now, I'm going to use the word meditation, which is not really a good translation for Taoist Qigong. But for convenience sake, I'm going to say meditation. Through meditation, you start to realize, not because you want to realize, not because you're thinking about it, but it naturally just happens. Just like if you jump in the water, naturally you're wet. You don't have to think about it. If you meditate enough deeply, like say if you pass your second hour, and if you do it consistently, you start to notice something pretty cool. And that is you're actually in the present moment. Not a glimpse, but you actually stay there for a while. And you don't really know what a while is because you start losing a sense of time anyways, and a sense of self. But when you're actually in the now or in the flow state, there is absolutely no confidence because there's no past. There's no past success, and there's no self. And there's also no fear because there's no past and there's no future. When you're in the present, something really weird happens. You have a sense of fearlessness, but not a sense of fearlessness or confidence from the past competence. There is no past. You're just confident in the present. When that happens, now it's transferable, I notice. That sense of relaxing expansiveness and well-being just happens. You no longer have to rely on past success as an anchor, which is not always transferable. And that's why I think everyone should do some meditation, right? In fact, all the arts should eventually point to meditation, forward and backward. So if you meditate, the sense of expansiveness and calmness and centeredness should transfer to everything you do in any art you do. And reversing it, every art you practice should point your way back to meditation and being in the now, instead of just relying on the past, all your past success to help you move forward, right?